baddies, bitches, whores, and gore lovers. Welcome to another Wednesday episode of Horror Stories. My name is Jbae, I'm your host. And tonight we're going to go over everything that's horror and everything that's gore about the nightlife industry. Hello, happy Wednesday, guys. I'm so excited to be here. Let's see what's first on the agenda today. Local or international news? I need to be serious for this part. To kick off, we are going to be kind of catching up on what has transpired this past week with the GSR shooting. Dakota WHORROR is a 26-year-old Reno resident who was identified as the suspect in a mass shooting at the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno, Nevada on July 28, 2025. The shooting left 3 people dead: Justin Aguila, 33, of Southern California, Andrew Canepa, 33, of Southern California, and Angel Martinez, 66, of Reno Sparks. WHORROR was critically injured after being shot by officers during the standoff and later died from his injuries. The motive behind the shooting is still unclear. The authorities have not found any links between the WHORROR and the victims. Didn't even work at the GSR. It was just a completely random thing. So this is Andrew Canepa and Justin Aguila. These two did end up passing away. The older gentleman passed away in his car. He was driving away. 2 men from Southern California who were in Reno for a bachelor party and a grandfather who spent decades working in Reno restaurants and casinos have been identified by police as the victims of the deadly shooting at Grand Sierra Resort Casino on Monday morning. The Sparks Police Department released the identity of 3 people who died in the attack on Monday. Justin Aguila and Andrew Canepa, both 33 years old and residents of Ventura County, were in Reno with several friends to celebrate a bachelor party. They were on their way home Monday morning, waiting for a ride to the airport in the valet area near the main entrance of the Grand Sierra Resort when the gunman shot them from behind, police said. Canepa was the co-owner of a breakfast restaurant called Side Street Cafe in Newberry Park. Canepa was a father to a young son. Ventura County Supervisor Jeff Gorell wrote on Facebook, adding that he will miss Canepa's warm presence at the restaurant. Friends and customers left candles outside of the Side Street Cafe in Canepa's memory, the Ventura County Star reported. His son was the love of his life, a neighbor told the Ventura County Star about Canepa. Angel Martinez, 66, was a resident of Reno who was driving through the parking lot of the Grand Sierra when the suspect shot and killed him, police said. Police said the shooter was hiding behind another vehicle in the parking lot before firing at Martinez multiple times. Martinez was a fixture in Reno, working in restaurants and casinos for more than 3 decades, according to a GoFundMe page set up by a family member stated. He came from a large family with 11 siblings and was known for his lifelong love of cooking. Martinez was a father and a grandfather. 2 people are still hospitalized after the shooting, according to Sparks PD. They are expected to make a full recovery and their identities have not been released. A 3rd injured person has been released from the hospital. On Tuesday, police identified the suspect as Dakota WHORROR, a 26-year-old Reno resident. WHORROR remains in critical condition after being shot by Reno police officers. WHORROR does not have any criminal history, allegedly fired 80 rounds from multiple magazines. He illegally purchased the guns 2 years ago, and a more recent purchase was made for ammunition. Investigators say they have not found a motive for the shooting or any connections between the suspect and the victims. Investigation is ongoing. The gentleman did not even work for the GSR either. 5 people were initially shot, Crawford said. 1 of the victims died at the scene, and the rest were taken to an area hospital where another person died. 2 of the other 3 victims remained in critical condition, while the 5th victim has since been released from the treatment. The suspect's gun malfunctioned when he initially tried to shoot a group of innocent bystanders in the valet area of the property. But once he was able to make it operable, he fired multiple shots at the victims. After the shooting, Crawford said, the suspect continued north through the parking lot and opened fire on a casino security guard who confronted him. The security guard returned fire, forcing the suspect to continue moving north through the parking lot. The suspect then shot a 6th victim who was driving through the parking lot. That victim was declared dead at the scene. The suspect was struck by gunfire and was hospitalized in critical condition on Thursday. Sparks police announced that WHORROR had died. WHORROR was armed with a 9mm handgun and multiple magazines, firing approximately 80 shots. Sparks police said investigators WHORROR legally purchased the gun around 2 years ago, but recently purchased the ammunition. Sparks police said WHORROR did not have a prior criminal history or any mental health history. One officer suffered minor injuries. One patrol car was hit with bullets. I'll go ahead and show you guys what WHORROR looked like. So, young kid, right? 26. This man has now made 2 little boys fatherless within the span of seconds. Andrew Canepa was a father of a young boy out in California. And then Dakota himself was a father. His ex-girlfriend and mother of their baby identified his body after he passed away. So, I mean, what a waste. That is such a wasteful way to spend your morning. Me and Walter talked about this. It's like, what possible motive could there be? You know, like, what would make you do that? And he had, like, no prior history of criminal activity, no mental health history. I mean, the only thing I could ever think of would be, like, some sort of gang initiation or something. I don't know. Go to the GSR and shoot the first 5 people that you see. That's all I can think. If he had no, like, it's just random. Just so fucking random. Because there used to be this thing, my dad always told me, don't flash your lights at people if their lights aren't on. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because back in the day, gangs would ride around with their lights off. And then someone that they were jumping in the gang or initiating into the gang would be driving down with the lights off, and they would say the first person to flash you with their lights, you hunt them down and kill them. So it's like a random person, no motive towards the person, no connection at all, you know? And that's kind of what it sounds like. This shooting sounds so weird. And it says that they still don't know any motive. I don't know if when they do an autopsy, if they can scan the brain to kind of see, like, maybe he didn't go and get diagnosed for mental illness, but had some sort of mental illness. Either way, it's very sad. And our lovely mayor had this to say. So the outcome could have been greater if he had made it inside. No fucking shit, Hillary. You would have been killed by the car if you were struck by the car. Obviously, Hillary. How about this is heinous. This is a heinous act. One person injured is too many. Let alone to have 3 deaths. Heinous. Absolutely not. So yeah, that was a little... Anyways, you guys. If you go ahead and Google GSR shooting, it comes up with all of the stories, and you can actually find the GoFundMes of all of these people. It's just, there's a lot of them. So go ahead and search for that. And see if there's anything you can do for these families, because holy crap, I couldn't imagine my man going to Reno for a bachelor party, and he makes it through the whole weekend, and he texts me, about to leave the hotel, on our way to the airport, love you. And the whole time you're worried about, like, oh my god, is he gonna screw a stripper, or, like, you know, all this other stuff that could have happened at a bachelor party. You make it through all of that, and then you have, like, that sigh of relief, like, oh, okay, my man's on his way home, no more strippers, no more bachelor parties. And then while they're waiting for their shuttle to the fucking airport, dude just shoots them in the back. They don't even get to see the face of the person who killed them. Very cowardly. What he did was very cowardly, and selfish. My condolences go out to all of the families affected. And I pray that nothing like that ever happens in Reno again. I hope that everyone at the GSR Valet, everybody, I hope that you guys are okay and that you process this trauma the right way, because holy shit, valets should not have to deal with shootings. No one should. But if anybody in a profession should, it should be cops, you know, not someone who's supposed to park your car and people who are visiting as tourists. Okay. Next, you guys, I'm going to read you some creepy facts. Ooh, yeah. Creepy fact number 1. Ever suddenly feel like you're being watched? Well, you probably are. Your brain has a primal gaze detection system which can sense when someone is either looking straight at you or slightly to the left or right of you. Go with that intuition, girl. So when your girlfriend is walking and she goes, people are looking at me, and you're like, no, they're not. Stop being so self-absorbed. It's freaking primal, okay? It's a primal instinct. There you go. Number 2. Oh, God. You can have... Okay, this is... For the hypochondriac people, you might want to skip this one. You can have rabies for years before it even shows symptoms. Then one day, you get a headache, and it's a death sentence from there. Man, I have a headache today. Oh, it's probably rabies. Every person who's a hypochondriac is going to be like, oh my God, I have a headache, I'm going to die. There you go. Love you. Number 3. For all of our campers out there going on ghost story adventure horror towns with us, and you're camping outside, don't forget that if a bear attacks you, it won't kill you immediately. It'll just start eating. So imagine, like, it's eating, like pulling your tendons out. Oh my God. And you're agonizing in pain, and you're trying to get away, and he just takes his big old paw and slams you into the ground to make you stop moving, so he can just keep gnawing at your leg like a fucking Buffalo Wild Chicken Wang. Buffalo Wild Wings Chicken Wang. Okay. That is terrible. Alright, so you guys can go ahead and look this girl up. Her name is Amy Billig. But this is a fact about her. After Amy Billig disappeared in 1974, her mother began receiving chilling phone calls, sometimes multiple times per night, from a man who claimed that Amy was serving as his slave. The calls continued for more than 20 years. Don't you just love men? They're so good at prank calls. Ew, dude. I keep getting that fucking visual of the bear pulling my tendon out of my leg. Ugh! Okay. Okay. So, Amy Billig, that's really sad. And I would change my phone number. After 20 years? Yeah. Today's high school students have the same levels of anxiety as insane asylum patients had in the 1950s. I mean, that doesn't say much because, I mean, they literally used to, like, put women in fucking insane asylums for PMSing. Or like men losing a business. I mean, they put people in the insane asylums for really weird shit. But that's a lot of stress. Take them damn phones away. Okay? These damn telephones are just putting all kinds of thoughts in these kids' heads, and they are stressed, depressed, anxious. There are about 40 super volcanoes. 40? They're about 30. There are about 40 super volcanoes in the world that have yet to erupt. One super volcano is in Yellowstone National Park, our neighbor, and has a magma chamber that is large enough to fit the entire city of Tokyo inside it. The nightmare world of exoplanet HD 189733b, you know that one, looks like a peaceful blue oasis from far away. But down on the surface, the winds blow up to 5,400 miles per hour. And it rains molten glass. Jet2 holiday! If you were to be foolish enough to visit, you would be instantly cut to ribbons, and your corpse would be blown around in the sky until it disintegrated. Book your Jet2 holiday today! Statistically speaking, by the way, I forgot what number I'm on, so I stopped saying what number fact it is. Statistically speaking, if you are a woman and get murdered, it was most likely by a family member, a partner, or an ex-partner, and in your own home. If you are a man and get murdered, it was most likely by an acquaintance or a stranger, and in a public place. You know, guys, when us women said we like intimacy, that doesn't mean to kill us in the... That doesn't mean to kill us in the intimacy of our own home. Wow. That joke would have been so good, but I couldn't say it. Golly! Okay, 2 more. In 1973, 2 men in a small submarine experienced a malfunction in the sub. They're 1,575 feet deep in the ocean. Water started flooding in. The sub slowly started sinking. Although the men were able to radio for help, they knew they only had enough oxygen to survive for 3 days. When the rescue team finally found them, they only had 12 minutes of oxygen left. You've got 30 minutes! Yes, 30 minutes! I could never be in a submarine. I am so claustrophobic, for one. B, I am so afraid of the ocean. C, I don't like dark places. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of what's in the dark. I couldn't do it. Alright, this is your last creepy fact of the day. Your brain can eat itself during sleep deprivation. So literally, when you haven't been sleeping, you've been working 13 doubles, and you start to feel that really drunk feeling in your brain, like, oh my god, I'm so tired, I'm delirious. That's literally your brain eating itself. That's fucking gross. Alrighty, next we are going to do any listeners send in questions or stories. Okay, so this is a listener send in from Alani. Hey Jbae, do you remember me telling you that I wanted to go from being a bartender to a bottle girl? Well, now I have regrets. I really thought that being a bottle girl was better than bartending, but personally, I prefer bartending. I recently started bottle service a week ago, and it is already stressful. Oh, fucking what the fuck? I recently started the bottle service a week ago, and is already stressful as it is. One night, a guy from the VIP table got my attention. I thought maybe he wanted to order something, but instead, he put his arm on my body and started to feel me up. I was really uncomfortable, but didn't want to say anything. But at the same time, he was drunk and wasn't in the right state of mind. The same thing happened to me, the same things happened 2 nights in a row. Wait, what the fuck? This same thing happened 2 nights. Okay, bitch. The same thing happened 2 nights ago. I ended up telling my boss the next day, but nothing was done. Do you think it's my fault for not saying something sooner? Should I quit and go back to bartending? Please let me know your thoughts. Okay, Alani. I'm so freaking sorry that happened to you. And, yeah, it's the wild fucking West out here. Number 1, bartending, yeah, it sucks and it's fast and it's hard work, but you have a 3-foot bar, usually, between you and the customer. Whereas with bottle service, you are out on the battlefield. You know. So, alrighty. Next topic of conversation. Your story submissions must meet requirements. Okay? With that said, this is horror stories. Horror stories, right? So your story should be something scary, about nightlife, or both, right? Some people are using the email as a personal diary. I read every story, but anything about, I don't need you guys sending me stories of what disabilities you have. Unless, no, okay, that's wrong. Okay, just don't use the email as a personal diary, please. Keep sending. Next one, people coming in to meet me at the nightclub is fine. All I ask is that you are respectful to all the other dancers. You participate in the stage or get a dance from a dancer if you're waiting to speak to me and I'm busy. Other than that, it's freaking cool that you guys have been coming out to meet me. And we had some guests actually come all the way from Boston. They searched up Reno podcasts to kind of get a vibe of what Reno's like, and horror stories popped up. So they were like, is the podcast girl here? Which was really cool. But just make sure you guys are taking care of all the other girls and you're not just trying to like meet and greet situation. Cool. Thank you. Love you. All right. Now we are going to go over things that piss me off at the strip club. Finding out one of your longtime dancer friends has been lying to you and making you look stupid. A lot of you probably think this is about you. It's probably not. But if the shoe... Wait, what is it? But if the boot fits. That's why it's hard to make friends in this industry. My press-on toenail came off on stage, so I had popped it into my mouth for the rest of the set so I didn't lose it because I didn't bring any extras. Can you see? Those are my press-on toes. They look like shit, but they get the job done. Cause what the fuck? I'm not about to walk around with a missing tooth toe when I could just pop that shit back on. A man told me he wants me to pee on him. This isn't poop guy. I'm deaf, so I thought he said beat on him, Maybe I'm just violent. Then he proceeds to show me a pic of his butthole. It was actually really pink. I told P Guy about Poop Guy, and he was disturbed. So, whoever left the comment that the US government needs to seize Poop Guy's computers, I agree. Because P Guy was like, ew, are you kidding me? Took this guy to VIP, started the lap dance, and noticed that his thighs were burning hot through the jeans. He had an awful underbite and kept trying to kiss me. What the fuck, bro? No, you're about to poke my eye out with your chin. I don't think so. I was about to fall inside of your mouth because you're like a crevasse. Trying to tip out the DJ, and a dancer comes up to me, super blown out. Coked out of her mind. Gave me so much anxiety because I know I used to ramble and act like a crackhead when I wasn't sober. Hoping she gets help. XOXO, peace, love. Gossip Girl. Guys. Okay, I was gonna talk to you about, like, dude, bro. A, not a cute look. B, you're freaking me out. C, I think your pupil just dripped out of your face onto the floor. 7, I get the worst PTSD because I know I used to be a frickin' crackhead when I wasn't sober. And Jesus criminy. Love this girl, but holy fuck, scary. She's like this a lot too. Ugh. Okay. Fuck. Alright, this one pissed me the fuck off. So I'm gonna explain certain things throughout this little segment here. 2 dudes came in, bought 3 shots that were equivalent to $150. 3 Clase Azul shots, okay? When me and my friend asked if they wanted to get a dance, they said, "Oh, we thought this was a hookah bar." Then I said, "Oh, is this your first time at a strip club?" One of them responded, "No, I've never been here or to a strip club because I'm a Christian." When I replied, "Oh, me too," he literally goes, "Oh, really? What kind of a Christian are you?" Trying to test me. Because obviously there's no way I could be a Christian. I said, my family studied the New King James Version of the Holy Bible. "Oh, well, what is any different about that?" Like, he was so fucking stupid. Also, he kept going, what, as if he couldn't hear. I started to think that this guy was also slow. I just started thinking slow people are coming in now. I need to be more nice. I need to slow down, probably. But then, he tells us that he is in school to become a dentist. I was like, no shit, dude. He's like, yeah, why? Why? Is that hard to believe? And I was like, yeah. You don't pick up on social cues very well. I thought you were on the spectrum, is what I said to his actual face. This guy proceeded to piss off every dancer in there. I don't know if guys do this to poke fun, or if this guy was just so bad with women. It got to a point where his buddy was for sure, he would have gotten dances in the back. But the what guy stood up and goes, come on, man, we're leaving. I'm leaving. I need to get out of here. We're leaving. Because he's so embarrassed. Like, you can tell he'll say something and he probably thinks it's so funny. And the girls are just looking at him. One of the dancers literally said, "You are a waste of manhood." Yeah. Whoo! Dancers are not nice. It's the wild, wild west. Jeez. So yeah, that guy sucked. But his friend will spend it comes out to $175, leaves $0 tip for the bartender. You are trash, get out of my face. All right, guys. Well, that pretty much wraps up all of our cool facts and scary facts and listener question send-ins and just catching up on the shits with my people. Today is episode 2 of our horror stories adventures. I believe we left off where we got a flat tire last time in the middle of nowhere, and then we finally fixed it. Shout out to Travis with AAA. Then it states that we lost a lot of time, about 2 hours of time, so where are we supposed to camp? What are we supposed to do? Enjoy. Now that we're back on the road, it's time to look at one last ghost town and then try to find out where we're gonna sleep tonight. The creepiest thing about this town is this is the only footage that my phone recovered. Everything else about this town deleted from my phone, besides this creepy picture that we took of ourselves. It was really interesting seeing how the cows just lived in the sagebrush. This mama cow was pissed at her baby for not getting away from the road. Since we lost 2 hours of daylight, we had a long way to go to get to our first camping spot. As you can see, there's a whole lot of nothing out here, with a sprinkle of houses here and there. But we finally ended up happening upon the cutest little city, or I guess you would say town in this matter, called Austin, Nevada. At first glance, it doesn't really look like much, but I'm telling you what, best sunset views ever. The gas station there has everything you could ever need, and there's cozy little motels right as you drive in. I mean, look at this sunset. Are you freaking kidding me? When I pass away, I hope I look this beautiful in the sky. Next, we put all of our things into the Cozy Mountain Motel. This was our room. It was super fun, and it was like, lock our doors, and we set out to find a place to eat in this small little town. Rumor has it that there is a wonderful restaurant that stays open pretty late, 9 p.m. to be exact. And the walk there was so fun. Everything was so nostalgic. It reminded me so much of Virginia City. And finally, we got to Grandma's. I think at this point, Jake forgot how to open a door, so. This was the inside. It was super cute. Beverages, all of their food. They're famous for their pizzas and I think pork chops, so that's what we ordered. I love when old bars keep old architecture and just throw everything together with modern and old. Call me a knick-knack girl. I love fairies. I love looking at all your shit. Please, I want to look at everything. I want to see it. And you know your girl loves anything sparkly cute. A++ for having Diet Coke and not Pepsi. This was the pizza, so good. Pork chops, shut up. The mashed potatoes, it was so fucking good, you guys. The walk back was a little scary, but I mean, it's a small town and it's a ghost town and it's cute and we love it. Decided not to hitch a ride tonight, but you know. I love how they keep so many old artifacts, and this was a original Lucky brand jeans. Are you kidding me? I love that brand. I'd have to say all of the motels that were vacant were super scary, but it was time to get some ice cream and hit the hay. Next day, we got some cinnamon buns. Here's a little turkey guy. He protects all of the chickens in the neighborhood. They have their own built-in alarm clocks. First thing on the docket today, go see the petroglyphs. So this petroglyph that we are going to go see is actually one of the biggest in the world, I believe. Also, all of these carvings from ancient times that people put into the walls, super cool. We went up these steps. The view was beautiful. At this point, I was really enjoying the view, and Alex and Walter realized that there was fresh mountain lion droppings. So not to scare me or Jake, they just said, get your videos and let's get the fuck back to the car. Sundown town? Okay, that's freaking crazy. But we're super hungry and we're looking for a place to eat some breakfast. The Cinnabons were just not enough. Everything looks closed in this town. Still looking. And pretty much everything is fucking closed. But what do you expect in a sundown town? Am I right, Eureka? Awesome. Although the terrible background, I love the architecture. It's so beautiful. Look at this bench. I love these colors. Everything was really, really pretty here. And we didn't mind walking around to look at everything. Everything's closed on a Monday, so no breakfast for us, just gas station sushi. Time to lace up the boots and get back on the road because we are not going to eat anything in Eureka. Luckily, we packed some snacks that weren't really breakfast related, but we had some food anyways. Now we have made it to our first cemetery of the day. When I say that this cemetery was creepy, I mean it. When we read online about people who have come to this cemetery before, what they said freaked me the fuck out. When I was in the cemetery, all of a sudden everything got super quiet. Like no wind, no bugs chirping, just complete silence. It made me extremely uncomfortable and I've never experienced anything like it. So then I started to wonder if there was a predator in the area. But if you go online and search Hamilton Cemetery, you'll see numerous other people reporting that the cemetery gets gravely silent. And that freaked me out. We head up the trail a little further and we noticed that there's a lot of old broken down structures, water towers, old machinery, a mythed cow. The machinery was so big. Then there was this abandoned warehouse that, of course, Alex and I decided to venture by ourselves without the boys. Just a bone on the ground, an old tattered suitcase, nice. When I tell you this place was so creepy, I was like, are we supposed to be in here? Look at all these gunshots in the walls. And this place is fucking gross. I didn't show it here, but there was even blood on the floor. I was like, okay. But this next little part, what is this? And what was it used for? I know bums just use it as a trash now, but what the hell? Obvious alien writing, and your casual heroin mattress fire. Nice. We love a stairway to nowhere. I'm thinking people use this as like a way to get anger out. There's so many holes in the walls. We think this might have been leftover oil. And all of these old fridges and creepy stuff. It was just so creepy. We tried heading down the road and things kept feeling weirder and weirder. The cows were blocking us from going and I was like, you know what? I think this is a sign that we should turn the fuck around because I'm getting scared and this is freaky. Then we saw a dead fox or coyote and we were like, yep, let's turn the fuck around right now. Another Wizard of Oz house. And then OMG, a white fucking horse. This beauty came out of nowhere. It was so fucking cool. This was a cemetery on our way to a hot spring that we've been searching for. We get to the middle of nowhere and lo and behold, the most beautiful, clear hot spring you've ever seen. I hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of our Horror Stories adventures. Yeah. There will be a part 3 next week and final part. I love going on these trips and showing you guys cool shit because it's like I get to nerd out and then dress up all hot and come on here and be like, look what I just saw. Do you like what I just showed you? Cool. So yeah. Please like, subscribe, comment, follow, everywhere. We're getting a lot more views on YouTube than streams on podcasts. So I guess you guys think I'm pretty cute or something, dude, and it's pretty cool. You like to look at my face? Pretty cool, dude. Please remember to search up those GoFundMes for all the people impacted by the GSR shooting a week ago. Please remember that if you want to do bottle service, you're going to be touched, whether you like it or not. So if you sign up for that, then yes, do that job. If not, go back to bartending. What else, guys? Remember, my biggest fear is claustrophobic, so don't put me in a sinking submarine. If you meet a guy that's super into poop, probably stay the fuck away from him. And remember to always, and I mean always, stay hoary and stay gory. See you next Wednesday, bitch.